everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Summary.
Just doesn't hit the same as book club.
Nah.
No.
But that's all right. How are you guys?
So good.
Great. Wonderful.
Love it.
Ready for girls trip. That's
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are we, 3 weeks out? 4? That,
Ooh, so close I can taste it.
Almost as much as I can taste this drink right
I
now.
know. Oh, I
Tell us
got
what
us.
you're saying.
Well, first, for girls trip, I found our matching jams.
Oh, jams. Okay.
I'm going to put something on the pocket.
Okay.
Because they're like the notched collar button-down matching set.
Oh, I like those.
So I'm going to put some glittery 2026 on the pocket.
Cute. All right. Love it.
But besides that, which we'll probably see this on girls trip, and it's going to
God.
gross me the fuck out. I don't like a man in flip-flops when he's wearing jeans. Gross.
When he's wearing jeans?
Yeah.
Like,
Or
if
just
he's wearing
in
shorts,
general.
is it okay?
It doesn't bug me as much.
But you still don't like it.
If we're at the beach or we're going to someplace that has water, like a pool, I don't care. It doesn't bug me.
So in what circumstances does it bug
I
you?
have seen a man come out of the house in just jeans and flip-flops just to go to the grocery
Oh,
store.
I've seen that many a times because my husband does it all the time.
I don't like
Yeah.
it.
My husband is not a sandal guy, so he doesn't do it, but I have seen your husband.
Oh, yeah. He's done it
He's
as
just-
long as we've been together. He's
Yeah.
always been a jeans and sandals person. And he just does it.
Rachel's like, ill.
I don't think it bothered me when I was younger because, I mean, we grew up in Southern California. That
I think
was,
I wore jeans and sandals
I
for
did. I know I did.
90% of
I
my
know
youth.
I'm
most
currently
of my
wearing jeans and sandals. Don't
Yes,
look
you
how dare you.
I'm wearing sandals. I'm not wearing jeans. But I've gone to Disney as a youth in jeans and flip-flops. Old Navy flip-flops to be specific
Oh,
because
gosh.
you could buy them in every
$2
color.
least
Like,
arch
yeah.
support you could have.
Oh, I can't do that now. I
Rubbery.
got these Reese with the arch support in them, girl. Excellent. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. As I've aged, I don't like it. Okay, it's specific to flip-flops because if they're slides, it doesn't bug me because like people play sports and then they take off their sporty shoes, whether they're cleats or whatever, and
I
they
feel
put
like
on
the slides
slides.
would bother me more than the flip-flops.
I'm interested in why it's bothering you.
I don't know. It just grosses me out a little
I'll
bit.
tell you what, just feet in general bother me, so I'm not looking at, and men's feet. Even if you have, like, my husband doesn't have bad men's feet, but any sign of there being a hair on your toe, I don't want to see it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to see it in general, but especially if there's
I'm not
things
going out.
growing out of your feet.
It's
God.
natural to have hair on your feet.
Disgusting.
Shave that bitch right
It's
off.
just, I don't like feet. So, like, there's anything that's going to make it worse is significantly
Anything
worse.
on top of the skin is not it.
Anything that your body does naturally, get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Ew.
Well, odor is natural causing in a body too.
Get rid of
Foul.
it.
toe
yeah.
fungus.
It's natural.
It is natural. Yeah. I don't necessarily love feet either. I think I don't mind like my husband's feet. That's probably the only feet I don't mind. Otherwise, get those things away from me.
And I'm not going out in the world hunting down feet. Like it's not my goal in life.
We're
It's
learning
But
just
your
about
eyes are magnetic to
no, but I think no.
sandal feet.
I think when I just run into them in the wild, when I'm out and about and I so happen to look down or whatever, I see a man in jeans and sandals, I don't like it.
Interesting. I did get made fun of when I moved to Vegas for that.
It
For
is
wearing
a very
jeans and sandals.
California.
Yeah. They called me
I
out
feel like
for
beach
it.
cities.
Yeah, in
I
general.
Did it all the time. Like it was natural to just get dressed for the day and throw my flip-flops on.
Like I said, literally me today. I'm wearing ripped jeans
I never
and
said it
sandals.
bothers me on a woman.
So it's okay for a woman.
I don't mind it on women. Do you, boo-boo?
You just don't like it
I don't like it
on
on
a
a
man.
man. Cover your
It's
damn toes.
because of the toes. I'm telling you.
Cover your damn
Put them
toes.
toes away.
It's those hairy man feet. They're just, I don't want them anywhere around.
But if we're out, like, near a body of water, it doesn't bug me because your toes are supposed to be out. I'd be more grossed out if you were walking into the water with socks on.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That makes me want to vomit.
So you feel like a man wearing jeans and flip-flops, he might as well just have his wiener out.
The equivalent equivalent.
This is
of
inappropriate behavior, and where are the police?
and he should be
Absolutely.
arrested.
Decent exposure happening
There are children
from the
here.
ankles down.
There are children present. Please
Avert
cover
your
up those
eyes.
ham hocks.
It's the little piggies.
Put those piggies away.
Well, actually, I don't know. On a grown man, they might not be little piggies.
They're more like boars.
sausages.
They're Viennas.
Viennas.
Right? That's what
Boars.
they are.
And they're hairy. So, yes, boars is an excellent term. With some tusks growing out the side.
All right. Can we move past this conversation?
All right, let's talk about some murder.
Suffered through it. Yeah, so we're reading Home is Where the Bodies Are by Jeneva Rose. Hit us with the author bio, Rox.
All right, so Jeneva Rose is a best-selling American author who took a non-traditional path into publishing, building her career through persistence, creativity, and a strong connection with readers. Before becoming a full-time writer, she worked in marketing and communications. Probably a background that gave her deep understanding of audience engagement and storytelling from a business perspective.
She's great on social media too, so that makes sense.
And that's how she built her following was on social media. She didn't have a publishing house to expose her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So her breakthrough came when The Perfect Marriage gained traction on TikTok, where it found a massive audience and quickly became a viral success. What's interesting about Rose is that she didn't wait for traditional publishing validation. She actively promoted her work, leaned into social media, and helped create her own momentum. She lives in the Midwest with her husband, Drew, and often shares glimpses of her life behind the scenes, from writing routines to the realities of building a career in publishing. That openness has helped her develop a strong, loyal reader base who feel personally connected to her journey. Beyond writing, Jeneva has been candid about the ups and downs of her path, including rejection, self-doubt, and the work it takes to keep going. Her story is as much about resilience as it is about success, and she's become an example of what it looks like to build a modern author career on your own terms.
I do feel like I know her. Like,
I do.
oh, my friend Jeneva Rose. Yeah, she wrote a couple books.
Right? She just had a baby. He's
She just
adorable.
had a baby. Oh my God, so cute. She was such a cute little pregnant.
Yes.
Person,
Twirling in
woman.
the store to sign her books.
I love
Yes.
watching those videos where she like sneaks into Barnes and Noble and then she's like, "They caught me, guys."
Yeah. Yes. You know what? Being an author, like a famous author, I feel like is cooler than being like a celebrity, because I feel like you're somewhat hidden to the public,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
People know of you.
Right.
They don't necessarily know you or know your face unless they're like a real true book
Like
fanatic.
I'm your fan, so I know what you look like.
So you can still walk around the world and be a normal person for the most part, but you still have a little bit of fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yes.
that's the epitome of what celebrity status would be for me. Home is Where the Bodies Are follows 3 estranged siblings who are brought back together after their mother's death. What starts as a reluctant reunion quickly takes a darker turn when they uncover something from their childhood that doesn't quite add up. As they begin to piece together the past, old dynamics resurface, trust is tested, and the line between truth and memory starts to blur. The story unfolds through shifting perspectives, revealing just how differently each sibling remembers the same event and how far they might be willing to go to protect those versions of the past. This isn't just a mystery, it's a story about family, loyalty, and the uncomfortable reality that sometimes the most dangerous secrets are the ones we've lived with our entire lives.
It's a whodunit, and if you don't want to know who done it, then don't listen any further.
Yeah. Which is exactly what I told Rachel when I started reading it. I was like, sounds like a whodunit.
I was like, kind of, but not. It kind of is.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess it's not like.
It's not a traditional whodunit.
Yeah, no.
Sunny, you want to tell us about this cocktail so I can
yeah,
finally
this
drink it?
Cocktail.
Tell us
yes.
about it, girl.
Okay, so we're calling this cocktail Buried Spirits. It's 2 ounces of bourbon or whiskey, a 1/4 cup fresh blueberries, a handful of blueberries, 3/4 of an ounce fresh lemon juice, a 1/2 ounce simple syrup or honey syrup, 2 to 3 mint leaves. Listen, we're not measuring mint leaves. We just threw some fucking mint leaves in there.
I put a handful of mint leaves in that
Literally
bitch.
like a sprig.
Yeah.
Or 2.
And then, shake it up real good and then top it with some ginger beer. For the cocktail, we wanted it to be whiskey because they drink lots of whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I was like, shut up and put it in my mouth.
Let me drink it, damn it. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That is delightful. Put it on record. This is my favorite one so far.
See, I don't love a mint cocktail, but it is good.
Yeah, this is it. This is the one.
That's bomb.
It's like a berry mojito with whiskey.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll start with My Chumps, the prologue through chapter 9. The novel begins with the narrator's observation that death summons people back together. All right, so from Beth's perspective, in the small town of Allens Grove, an elderly woman named Laura Thomas is on her deathbed. Her eldest daughter, Beth, moved back home and took leave to take care of her in her final days. I think she never really left home. She's been stuck in this town for...
She never left the town, but she did move out and have her
moved back
own...
to her mom's house.
She married and had a kid. But then had to move back.
Yeah, so she moved back into her mom's house. Beth resents her younger siblings for not helping. Her sister Nicole is an unreliable addict who she talks so poorly about. And her brother Michael is successful in California and hasn't been home in 7 years. And I think she's got a little bit of jealousy about it. Mm-hmm. He's very successful.
A lot of it.
Yeah. So Laura calls Beth over during the sunset. Just before she dies, Laura speaks of Beth's father. It's like she knows it's her last moments and she's like, I've got to get something out. And all she says, basically the father, he abandoned the family 7 years before, but they don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared. He just left. And so she's like, your father, he didn't disappear. Don't trust.
And that's it.
Death. So
and
she's
exhales
like,
her
don't
last
trust
bit of
what?
oxygen.
Yes. And so the whole book, you're like, don't trust what? What wasn't she supposed to trust? And you try filling in the blanks for the rest of the book. She never finishes her sentence. Now we're in Michael's perspective. He's dreading the return to his family home. He knows his mom is... I think at the time it's like, I know she's dying. I need to get home. And then he finds out she died before he got there. He thinks down on his sisters and their dead-end lives. Again, this family is not kind to each other.
Not at all.
His sisters fault him for moving away and making his dreams come true. And he's like, they're clearly jealous of me and I'm the best thing that's ever walked on this planet. He's only coming back because he doesn't think his siblings are capable of handling the estate and funeral. All right, so Beth... she thinks about her mom's last words and thinks about her father, Brian's disappearance. He disappeared one night. Her mother was briefly a suspect, but then his car was found by the Mexican border. So the police stopped their search and she's interrupted when Michael walks in. So she kind of is like reminiscing and how her whole life changed when her dad just disappeared. Mm-hmm. And the police decided, oh, he ran away. He was done with you guys.
There was like a note that was left to the mom.
So
and
I'm
it was
sorry.
just like, yeah, Laura, I'm sorry for everything or something like that. And then he was just gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michael walks in. He apologizes for getting there late, but Beth is angry and accuses him of never being there. She's like, I don't care that you're late. You haven't been here for 7 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Beth
What's
leaves,
the difference?
Yeah. Beth leaves the room to call her daughter, Marissa, while waiting for a call back from her daughter who is stationed in South Korea. When Marissa returns the call, the conversation is strained and it's like a awkward almost kind of conversation. And she tells her a half-hearted offer to come home because she tells her, your grandma's passed away. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Do you want me to come back? But
Like, she's not torn up about it at all. She's like, are you okay?
yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she makes this half-hearted offer to come home, but Beth knows she won't, so she just doesn't even pretend.
I think she tells her, like, no, I'm good.
Again, another family relationship that's weird and awkward and not great. And
Relationships are all a little bit strained,
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel like that was my reaction when my mom's dad passed away.
oh, yeah?
Like I called her and I'm like, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm at the hospital. And she was like crying. And I was like, thinking it was my stepdad or something. I'm like, what? Who's at the hospital? Why are you crying? And she was like, he died. And I was like, oh, are you okay?
Oh, just you weren't close to him.
No, not at all.
It makes sense.
All right, so after the call, Michael enters the kitchen. Michael tries to reconnect with his sister. Beth says since their dad left, her marriage crumbled and her relationship with her daughter is sour. Like her whole life got flipped upside down when her dad left. She spent every chance she got trying to find him because she didn't believe that he would just leave. And so she destroyed every relationship. And so Beth receives a call from local police. Her sister was assaulted and is in the hospital and they have to leave to go and pick her up.
Which I feel like they talk about how they don't have this great relationship, but when they ask him to come get her sister, she's like, well, of course. Yeah, we'll come get her. So there is some level of love there.
Yeah.
It's just
But
very,
it's like,
very strange.
It's also like inconvenient. Like we got to go
It's
pick up
almost
Nicole
out of
again.
obligation. Like my mom isn't here anymore to pick you up and take you.
So I
and
guess it's
I'm the
gotta be me.
oldest, so
I guess I have to be responsible for my my drug addict little sister. So then we're in Nicole's point of view and in the hospital waiting to be released. This isn't her first time being beaten and robbed. She has entered rehab too many times to count and always relapses. Her right arm is in a cast from a previous injury. Ribs are bruised. Nicole was on the 29th day of sobriety from using methadone treatments. She talks about how her mom basically said, don't come back until you're 30 days sober.
Or until you have a chip.
Yeah, 30 days. Yeah, your first chip, 30 days. And she was 29 days sober, and then her mom passed away. And she's like feeling that in the hospital bed. She enjoys writing, and she had dreams of becoming an author someday, but the drugs took her down. So back to Beth. They drove Nicole back to Laura's house. Their mother's body had already been removed. Michael had bought some scotch. And I think at this point is when Beth is like, oh, what, my whiskey's not good enough for you?
But it was like the cheap, what was it? Seagram's. It was Seagram's whiskey. And she was like, this is the one Mom loved.
So Michael brings back this fancy scotch and she's like, what, mine's not good enough for you? And he's like, fine, drink your own. She's like, I'll have some of yours.
Yeah, because she knew it was better.
So they drink together. Which, does Nicole drink?
They gave her some.
And she does drink.
And she does. But Beth has the inner monologue of like, should this bitch be fucking drinking right now? I don't know if she should be drinking. And like, Nicole downs the first one and she's like, you won't be having a second.
Yeah.
And they pour her less than the rest.
Yes.
But also she still is like, I'm staying sober. And like, I don't.
Well, her drug of choice was not alcohol.
So I guess everyone has their own walk. But
generally when you're sober, you're not doing shit else.
Yeah, no other.
Yeah, you
substance.
usually are like,
You have to be fully sober.
Yeah, I'm sober.
She was California sober.
Or is it Texas sober?
Oh, I don't know. California sober, I think, is you can still smoke weed, but nothing else.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. They reminisce about making home movies in the 90s, and Nicole suggests someone should find their father and let him know their mom died. So Beth doesn't share her mother's final words with her siblings. Nicole urges them to sell the house. Beth thinks she would use her share for drugs. The three retire for the night, and the next morning, a lawyer arrives. Beth is surprised her mother made a will. And she's like, my mom didn't do any of that. She didn't take care of anything.
I took up everything.
She's like,
took care of all the finances.
Yeah,
How did she have time for a will?
I was with her the last 6 months of her dying days. When did this happen?
Yeah. So they find out that she has a will. Beth will receive most of Laura's possessions. She gets like the house, the furniture, which to her credit, like she is the one who stuck around and took care of her. So yeah, you get all the things. You handled some things for me. And a small silver key with a Post-it note, which is like information. It's like in a lockbox. And she doesn't get to open it until after the funeral. So Michael would get most of his father's belongings, but the girls may each choose 2 items. Laura's personal belongings are to be divided evenly among the children. She also wanted to be cremated and her ashes spread over the family's property. The children are shocked to learn their mother kept 2 checking accounts over the years. Michael sent her $132,000 that she never spent. He's like, I funded this place. Why do you get it? She's like, what are you talking about? You haven't been here for 7 years. I've been funding the place.
Living paycheck to paycheck to pay her bills.
Try and take care of her. And he's like, I sent her money every month. And then they find this extra
$2,000 a month or something.
They find $132,000 and she just was saving for a rainy day.
But then she donates it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Michael sent her $132,000 that she never spent, and the money is to be donated to the Missing Persons Foundation.
Which we find out later why.
But at first you're like, this is kind of a dick move.
Yes.
Like, is it because you didn't care about your dad going away that she's like, this is your penance for not helping me search for your father?
Fund his search.
And then the lawyer hands each of them a sealed envelope from their mom, and it's not to be opened until after the funeral as well. Back to Nicole's point of view, working through boxes in the attic, she finds a memories box with all these VHS tapes, which the book itself looks like a VHS tape, which is kind of cool. And Nicole urges the others to take a break and let's watch this tape with her. I truly thought we were gonna see a sex tape with mom and dad on it. I'm like, what's gonna happen?
And then we jump into chapters 9 through 19. And it jumps into the mom's perspective, Laura. In 1999, she's recording another home video.
Because they choose to do summer of 99. So this is the summer of 99 video that they're watching.
Yes. She's determined to document her family because she lost her father and sister in a car accident at the age of 15. So it was just her and her mom. And she's like, I must have all of these memories of myself and my children and our lives. She also keeps journals, and she films a teenage Nicole writing and the kids listing their pizza orders to celebrate the last day of school. And you can tell money's tight. They're talking about, I want pepperoni, I want pineapple, I want this. And she's like, well, I guess I'm buying 4 pizzas. I only budgeted for 1, but we'll make the groceries the last of the month until the next paycheck. In Nicole's point of view, the screen, they watch that video and then the screen goes blank.
And it's like, oh, memories.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it shifts scenes and then the timestamp changes to a later time and Laura continues filming after dark. So it's all dark in the picture and she's looking up at this owl in the trees. And then she finds her husband, Brian, and he's like, it flashes over to him and he's covered in blood. Brian is panicked and he's like, turn off the camcorder, Laura. And she thinks she does. And then it's like them walking and panic talking. And they're walking down to the creek. And then it pans and there's a body of a young girl in the water.
Yeah,
What
like
a wild, not the kind of exciting, crazy surprise I was expecting on a VHS video with mom and dad in it.
And her eyes are all glossed over, and it's like I got
Like
a very
creepy.
real
Milky eyes,
picture of,
yes.
Yeah.
of what this body looked like.
Yes. So Brian explains it was an accident and she's like, we need to call the police. And he's like, we're absolutely not calling the police. Help me take care of this. He won't give her any
Yeah,
details.
she's like, what happened? And he's like, I can't tell you. Just help me.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you.
And
Yes.
so then they both realize that the camcorder's on and she's like, it's okay. I'll record over it later. So then back in Beth's point of view, she is shocked to recognize the dead girl in the video. It was one of their neighbors named Emma Harper. She was the 12-year-old sister of Beth's high school sweetheart, Lucas. The entire town searched for Emma. Like her family, her mom, her sisters, her dad, they were all, she's like, how the fuck could this happen? Like we were all hunting for this girl in 99 when she went missing. The girl disappeared on the day of the Allen's Grove Summer Festival. And Laura was like the chief organizer for this festival. The siblings argue about what to do next, but they're cut short by a knock on the door. They're like mid-argument of, do we
We
go?
need to tell the cops. We
Yes,
need to-
and Michael's like, why are we going to sully our dead parents' names right now? Like, we don't know what happened. Beth answers to find her old boyfriend, Lucas, at the door, because why the fuck not? Lucas is here now. He hasn't been here in
Yes.
years.
Yep.
And that's the girl's brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And her ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he returned to town to take care of his ailing mother. And he came to offer his condolences because he saw the morgue van pull up and he was like, oh, I know what's going on.
And it's kind of like obvious, like Beth talks about him with this romantic,
Adoration.
yeah.
Yes,
She romanticizes their high school relationship a lot throughout the book. And so
Yes.
now he's here and she's like, hard eyes. Yeah.
Like the love has never left. She is still
Yes.
love struck over
Yes.
this man.
But she doesn't know what to do because they just saw his dead sister on the screen and they
Yeah.
thought she was missing. And she's like, Lucas, come, do you want to go on a walk tomorrow morning? We used to walk all the time together in high school. So then we jump to Nicole. That night, the siblings share a pizza and continue arguing about Emma. Michael ends the discussion by saying they should finish going through everything. Like maybe there's more info. We're missing something.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. If they did something, if someone else and they
If
just
they
saw
just
it, like,
found her.
we don't know what happened. So if we keep looking and we find more evidence to support whatever might have happened, then we
we
could call
go.
the cops.
Which
Yes.
is crazy because no matter which way you spin it, this is a very implicating video.
There's a video of a dead girl.
With your parents talking
On
about
your
getting rid of
property.
it.
Yes.
in your creek.
Like, there's no way that you can spin this to say that maybe it wasn't our parents.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's wait for more information. They're pretty guilty.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
So the two sisters agree, and Nicole suggests going through Laura's journals for more clues. So she like gathers all the journals, and she's like, "I'll read through these."
Oh, because Nicole was gifted all of Laura's journals
Yes.
in the will.
So back in Laura's perspective, this is June 15th, 1999. So that afternoon, Laura is recording the summer festival with Emma's mother. They watch the potato sack race, and Emma's whooping everyone's ass. She gets first place medal. She runs over. She's all excited, and they're like, okay, egg toss is next. Go get another medal, girl. Laura is panning the camera around looking for her own children, and then she spies her husband, who's finishing calling the bingo game. Laura asks him to keep an eye on their seedy neighbor, Charles Gallagher. He looks
like a
and feels
lonely...
pedophile-y. Mm-hmm. So they are definitely keeping an eye on him. There's lots of kids here. He's watching a group of teenage girls way too closely. And Laura just has this bet. She has this, since her dad and sister passed, she has this like intuition when something bad is going to happen. And she feels like something bad is going to happen that day. So she's like, watch my children. Mm-hmm. Then we jump into Beth. It's the following morning. She's getting ready to go on this walk with Lucas. She hides the key for her lockbox under the mattress. She's like, I don't want Nicole to get it. Whatever's inside, it's in a lockbox. It's got to be worth something. I don't want this bitch to go sell it and get back on her crack rocks. Mm-hmm. So he arrives on time with an iced coffee. And he's like, I know it's been years, but this is how you used to take your coffee in high school. So here you go. If someone brought me coffee how I drank it in high school, it was all sugar, very little coffee. I'd be mad as fuck today.
I don't think that's true. I think even if it was bad coffee, you'd be like, oh, thank you. I'm not going to drink it, but I really appreciate
it's like
the gesture.
25 years later, so I'd be like, I can't believe that you remember this.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be rude about it. You're right. But I also wouldn't be excited.
You should have called first, asshole. You just brought me fucking coffee.
I don't even know how
I would drink with you anymore.
I think I would drink it, but then come home and make myself an espresso. Like
probably shit your
some
pants.
Good shit.
From all the sugar and dairy.
Probably. I'm on a low-fat, dairy, high espresso diet nowadays.
You guys, we are way too young to be this old.
Tell me about it. All right. Well, anyways, he brings her a nostalgia coffee. They catch up while they're on the trail. Both are divorced. And he's like, oh, I got divorced because I didn't want children after I lost my sister. Like, feeling that trauma and seeing what it did to my family. I don't want any kids.
Which, like,
valid, I think.
It is valid, but what a poor Beth.
Yeah.
Having to not talk about what she just saw.
Oh, I know.
Why are you putting yourself in this position,
But
girl?
also,
Seriously.
why the fuck didn't you talk about that with your fiance before y'all got married? Like, she didn't know?
Yeah, that's true.
Or did she just think, like, your mind will change once you get some of this loving?
I do think that a lot. I do think a lot of people think that.
Yeah, they do think they can change somebody's mind.
Yeah, I
That's
love them
wild.
enough to try and change their mind.
Make them a whole different person.
Surprisingly, Lucas does not want to know what happened to Emma. Because I think she asked him, like, if somebody knew about Emma, like, would you want to know? And he was like, no, I'm dealt with it. I've had a whole lifetime
It's been a long time.
of processing. Like, no, he believes she's dead.
Yeah.
So Lucas talks about the struggles of his mother having dementia and forgetting Eva is missing.
Oh,
And I can't imagine having to like remember she's gone and just
or have to pretend like she's not.
yes, just to make it okay. So
Yeah.
that
I
because
feel
you
like
know it's
that's-
going to reset in a couple hours.
Yeah.
I was
Ugh.
gonna say, I feel like that's the tactic that you are supposed to have with dementia
Yes.
patients, right? You're not supposed to argue with them and try to get them to know
Right,
reality.
right,
You
right.
just live in their
Yeah.
reality,
Yes.
which is also difficult because now here you are reliving the fact that your sister is alive but really isn't.
And sometimes hourly. Like,
Yeah. So while he's sharing these deep, intimate struggles, she starts sharing that she sends her dad an email, but it kind of talks about how they got the computer when they were little and he was learning how to type because it was new to have computers for
well,
him.
and they got the computer for Michael because he needed it for blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. But anyways, it was a family computer and she taught her dad how to write emails. And so they had this thing where they would write each other emails. So she said she sends her dad an email every week and she's never gotten a response. Like since he's gone missing, I still send him an email every week. And she breaks down telling him that she just wrote him to tell him Laura died. And so Lucas comforts her. They have like a touching, huggy moment. Then it jumps to Nicole. She's reading her mother's journals and she realizes she never knew about all her mother's doubts and fears. She notices entries about June 15th, the day Emma disappeared, were ripped out of the notebook. When Beth returns, Nicole asks for a ride to the treatment clinic and Beth agrees to take her. In Beth's point of view, she's waiting in the car for Nicole, but she starts getting nervous because she's like, it's been a long time. Like, how long long does this treatment really take?
It's supposed to be really quick. And
yeah, it's been a while. So she goes inside and they like point out the back door. They're like, nah, she didn't come out this way. She went back out the back door and she's like, motherfucker. So she tromps through the clinic, goes out to the back parking lot of the clinic, and she sees Nicole with a man. And she's like, this bitch is out here getting drugs. And so she like runs over there like the angry older sister that she is. And she interrupts and she sees the man is a former classmate, Casey Dunn. He's a detective, and he's sharing Emma's file with Nicole.
He's like, not necessarily Nicole's ex, but definitely he had a crush on Nicole when they were younger, and they had like a little thing.
But it was never a real thing. It was just like a kid thing.
Yeah.
But Nicole's like, for the book I'm writing, right, Beth?
Yes.
I'm writing a book about this disappearance, the girls who disappeared in our town. She's like, oh, yeah, about that. But when Beth walks over, she's like, really, Nicole? You're at the clinic getting fucking drugs? Mm-hmm. And so when they're driving back, Nicole is angry, which I felt was a little out of place for her to be angry. Like, you were only 30 days sober.
Yeah.
And you've had years and years of fucking with your sister and living in her house and not like lying about things and scoring drugs behind her back.
Needed to see the other's point of view, right?
Yes.
Like, I need to be understanding. I've done this for a long time, and I've disappointed everyone around me for a very long time. Like, I need to be understanding that she is trying to take care of me, but she's also upset with me. Like, she's also disappointed. But then on the other hand, I think that she also needed someone to have a little trust in her, to believe in her, and which is hard to do. But
yes, I get it. So then we jump into Laura's perspective. Laura's journal entries the night of June 15th, 1999. Emma's mother came to the house frantically looking for Emma. And then Laura's like, I had to join the search. Like, I had to. So everyone joins the search, and Laura tries to reassure, knowing that her daughter is dead, she's reassuring the mom, Susan, that it's all going to be fine. It's all going to work out okay.
I think she even says, like, it's difficult for me to have to do this knowing that her daughter's not coming home, but I have to play along.
Yeah. I have to.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
We jump into chapters 20 through 29, and it's in Beth's perspective. Beth and Nicole don't speak on the car ride home. They're pissed off at each other, and Michael arrives at the house at the exact same time. So they all kind of pull into the driveway simultaneously. They found the house had been ransacked. Beth thinks the videotape had been taken, but it's still sitting in the living room on top of the VCR. It's like all the boxes are ransacked. There's just stuff everywhere. And all she can think about is, oh my God, did they take this VHS with this incriminating video?
Yeah.
So it looks like nothing's been stolen amid all the mayhem.
Which I think I would have been almost relieved if that was the case.
If they took it?
Yeah, it's not like incriminating me. I could say I'd never seen it. I wasn't a part of it. Like, we haven't watched it yet.
We were kids, so how would we have known?
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
Now it's out of my life. I don't have to think about giving it to the cops or anything like.
Or harvesting this secret forever now.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna let it go.
Yeah, maybe. I guess I didn't think about that, but
I mean, I don't know, but
Probably
I guess
still be stressed about it.
I was gonna say, hello, dramatic overthinker here.
So Beth realizes she received an email from her dad. He apologizes for not writing and says he isn't far away and not to look for him. And so she finally admits up to the weekly emails to her siblings and her mom's dying message that her father didn't disappear. And Nicole is outraged and wants to find the father.
But she also doesn't say the don't trust part yet.
Yes.
She's still
So she
hiding
kind
it.
of reconciles in her mind, like, okay, maybe I should probably say something to them about what mom said. So they weren't here, so they don't get to have the whole message. I'll just give them a part of it.
And what if it's not to trust them?
Yes. So she tells them, your dad didn't disappear. And so then Nicole goes into this whole spiral of like, well, then we need to go find him. So then Nicole's substance abuse began after a car accident while she was out looking for their dad. And they prescribed her like Oxy or something, and it just spiraled out of that after that. And since Michael works in technology, Nicole asks him to trace the IP. She's like, you should be able to trace the IP address, right? Like, it shouldn't be that difficult. And so he's like, all right, fine. He runs and goes and gets his laptop, and then but Beth doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to think that her dad's dangerous. So she's like, oh, well, okay, go find him, but I don't want to know what happened.
She's like, I've gone through this up and down a million times. It destroyed my life. I'm going to stay behind. I don't want to find out the dad's
I don't
out
need
there.
to know. I don't need to see him.
Yes. So then Michael and Nicole set off to go find him, but Beth decides to stay behind. So then in Nicole's perspective, they're on the ride, and the two swap stories of their mother's rejection. Laura told Michael never to come back after he said it might be for the best that Brian was gone. She tells him, like, leave and don't come back. And Michael's like, well, maybe it was for the better that I didn't have to come back or that she didn't want me back. And Nicole tells her, was told to stay away until she had a sobriety chip. So both of them experienced this like rejection from their mom, sort of, and they're kind of sharing in that moment. The IP address location was an abandoned house. Nicole is craving drugs because she is not regularly getting her methadone treatments now. Like she's kind of like trying to space them out as much as she can.
Also, she's still freshly sober after
30 days
years.
is, like,
In the drop of
30
Is
years.
nothing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she's going through all this triggering stuff. Like,
Yes.
The reason
she's
she got
craving.
on drugs was because she was out looking for her dad and got into a car accident.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And she talks about it like, I'm going through all this stuff right now and like, oh my God, just to have a hit would be so relieving.
to
Yeah.
stop feeling all the things that I'm feeling right
Yes.
now.
yes.
So they get to the house and the dad's not there.
Right.
Yeah.
So on the way home, she asks Michael to drive her to a motel to pick up her things. And he's a little skeptical because he's like, oh, I don't know. This place looks real sketch, but all
He's
right.
like, this is where you live?
Yes.
Yeah.
They pull in and there's just drug addicts everywhere. You can tell there's not the most savory people staying there.
Unsavory.
And so in Michael's perspective, she walks in and he's waiting in the parking lot and he hears yelling and he runs to see what's happening. So he hears some like shuffles and some chaos and he runs over to the motel room. He walks in on a strung out man confessing he broke into the house and found nothing valuable. He was going to hit Nicole when Michael runs and attacks him, breaking his nose and a few ribs.
Michael whoops his ass.
He really does. And protects his sister,
But he
evening
does-
out. Like, he
yeah.
pays her debt, basically, to this man because he's like, how much does she owe you? And he's like, $500. Like, it's this
He's
a
like,
big amount.
Yeah, and he like
pennies.
pulls it
So
out
he
of his
just pulls out his
wallet.
wallet and just throws 500 at him. And he's like, here, don't ever talk to my sister again. So then in Beth's perspective, she's using this time that her siblings are gone to straighten up the mess at the house. And she watches another videotape. It was Michael's birthday where he received the family computer. The filming was a little different. Like Laura was studying them versus capturing the moment. And Lucas stops by to go for that walk. So she's in the middle of watching this video and Lucas pops up and she's like, oh shoot, I was supposed to go on this walk with him. So as they're walking, they talk about the funeral plans and Beth agrees to allow him and his mom to attend for the funeral. She's overcome with emotion. Lucas admits that he misses her and they kiss. Beth thinks Lucas feels like home. Like it's just
like
it's warm.
starry-eyed moment.
Like,
Yeah.
this
like
is
it's
when
familiar.
we broke up. It was sad, and I've never gotten over you.
Yeah, and it's familiar, and I'm sad now.
And they broke up because Lucas was rightfully
was-
upset because his sister was gone and probably dead.
He was grieving. He had a hard
Yeah.
time, and they just when you're
He
young,
went away to college and
Yeah.
was like, I need to do this alone.
yeah,
There was no ties there, right? It's like,
No.
I'm not married. I'm not, like, I just.
we don't have
I'm
children.
done.
Like we're just a high school love, right?
Yeah.
If we're meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah.
So then we jump into Laura's perspective, and she's writing in her journal on the night of June 16th, 1999, which is the night after Emma goes missing. And she's shaken about Emma and the fact that Brian won't give her information. And she no longer trusts him, but it matters that he thinks that she does.
She wants information. She's like, he needs to think I trust him because I need this
I
fucking
want to
info.
know. Yeah.
She turns into a spy in her own house.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she's recording her kids, like, what's happening? Who do you know? Anything?
Yeah, she's like
Yeah.
psychoanalyzing them in every video.
Yeah.
So then in Michael's perspective, on the way home, he takes Nicole for her methadone treatment, and Nicole swears to Michael to secrecy about their trip to the motel. She's like, please don't tell Beth that we stopped there, and none of that happened. So Nicole shuts herself in her room to read the journals while Michael and Beth fight about who was treated better by their parents, because she just finished having this memory about like, oh yeah, Michael got the computer and Michael used to get all the things and we
Of
never
course
got
he's
any
successful. He just
Yes.
was set up for it.
You got to go to summer camps and do all these crazy things.
Yes.
Of course you were the one who made it out.
of that.
Yeah.
Right. And Nicole interrupts. They're like in the middle of fighting and Nicole's like, wait, look, to show them this newspaper clipping showing a 17-year-old Christy Roberts who had gone missing. The police decided that she had ran away voluntarily. So then in Laura's perspective, it's another journal entry from November 1st, 1999, and this is one day after Christy disappeared. She suspects that Brian had something to do with it. After dinner, Susan tells her that Charles Gallagher, that weird neighbor, confessed to the murder of Emma Harper. Now, in Nicole's perspective, they don't know how to interpret Christy's disappearance. Beth thinks that she ran away, and Michael agrees, but reading about Charles's confession, Nicole's kind of skeptical because after 16 hours of interrogation with no lawyer present, he admits to the crime.
He's now confessing
to killing her.
After 16 hours of being interrogated and
not
being told.
eating, not drinking, not sleeping, literally no lawyer present to tell you to shut up.
Yeah.
Or to demand that it's over.
Yes. Yeah, because if they have no evidence, like, you really don't have to be there. You're not under arrest, so let me go.
Yeah, if I'm not under arrest, it's time to go, brother.
Yeah, I got nothing for you. So they argue about his guilt until they discover the charges against him were dropped.
But they're also like, why would mom have this clipped?
Like Christy's disappearance.
If it didn't mean anything.
So then in Laura's journal entry from December 2nd, 1999, she's looking into their yard. Emma's father talks to Brian and leaves. Afterwards, Brian looks up and Laura shakes her head in disappointment, and Emma's bicycle was found, and Laura had made sure that they would find the bicycle, right? So she plants the bicycle.
Then we jump into chapters 30 through 38 from Michael's perspective. So the siblings head to a local bar to discuss the funeral. The bar hadn't changed. According to Michael, he has known the bartender since high school. Like, it's like, I'm just stuck in this small town again right now. Mm-hmm. They continue to argue about the funeral, but are interrupted by Casey Dunn, the detective. He asks to speak to Nicole outside. Once alone with Beth, Michael offers to buy their mom's house for $400,000. He's like, "You'll never get a better offer. Just let me have it."
It's like $100,000 over asking price. So come on.
Yeah, like, just give it to me. She's like, "I haven't even decided if I'm going to sell it." He's like, you need the money, I'll pay you for it. I have it. I'll give it to you cash right now. And then we'll let Nicole live there. And we can come visit mom whenever we want. I want to be able to come visit. She's like, "You didn't visit when she was alive.
Right.
Why are you going to visit when she's dead?"
Yeah, and then she's like, "You know what? No, you have gotten fucking everything."
Yes.
So no.
She like decides almost, she's like, I could use the money, but out of spite, I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
From Nicole's perspective, Casey gives her 2 more files. One for Christy Roberts, the missing teenage girl that there was a clipping about, and Charles Gallagher. Then we get into Laura, her journal entry from December 16th, 1999. She's feeling bad about the town's treatment of Charles. She brings over some food and cupcakes, and she like spends time with him. He's taking care of his mom, I think, too.
Yeah.
So she's warily. Charles invites her in. He's kind of like unsure because the whole town hates him right now. He's got broken windows, like just being harassed by the locals. And so he doesn't know about letting her in, so he kind of hesitates. And then they discuss his arrest. He says the confession was forced out of him. The only reason he was released was because Emma's bike was discovered while he was in prison. So now Beth, the siblings are all driving to the funeral home to collect Laura's ashes. Michael and Beth criticize Nicole for taking police files from Casey, which is a whole argument. Like, they just don't have regular conversations, these people.
No, because he's like, the cops should not be giving out case files to people. Like, that's just not what happens. And
Yeah.
she's like, nobody's going to know they're even gone.
Yeah.
Like, and what if they do?
Yeah, exactly. And then they find you have it.
Yeah. So Nicole doesn't believe that Charles would have left his sickly mother.
Because he disappears.
So she's reading the case file for him. She's like, I just don't believe he'd leave her. Nicole's perspective, back at the house, they prepare to scatter their mother's ashes at sunset. Lucas and his mom arrive because they wanted to be there for the spreading of her ashes. But his mom is not lucid, right? She
has dementia.
Yeah,
So she's not remembering.
Susan asks, "Where's Emma? And where's Laura? Where did Laura go?" So Lucas apologizes for his mom's mental state and takes her back home. He's like, "I swear she was in a better state before we came. I'm so sorry." Because now she's back in the past looking for her daughter and asking where her friend is. The siblings think that Laura might have shown Susan where Emma's body was buried.
And because she has dementia,
She
she doesn't remember. But who knows if that actually happened? That was just like a harebrained idea that the siblings had.
So Laura, it's her journal entry from December 27th, 1999. She's woken up at 3 a.m. to splashing of water in the bathroom. Brian is showering and tries to bluff his way through his suspicious behavior. Like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you showering? And when she goes to check on him, he's like showering in the dark. And then she finds blood on his discarded clothes. They fight about Emma's bicycle. Like, I had Emma's thing covered up. Charles was perfect. And then you put the bicycle somewhere and now he's out of jail. That's surprising. Like, why? She's like, I didn't want to deal with the guilt of like
Like
his
an
death on
innocent
my
man
conscience.
going
I
to
already have the
jail.
guilt about Emma because I don't know why.
Yeah. And now Brian's like, Charles is dead too.
By the way,
Like, what the
put it on
heck?
my tab.
Yeah. Back to Beth in present day. The day after the funeral, Beth is packing donation boxes when Lucas comes to apologize. After a few moments, they are wrapped up in each other's arms and they brown like a brown cow. And then afterwards, Lucas explains he broke up with her in high school because of his father's death. His dad died by suicide, which I don't think she knew that he committed suicide. It was just
No.
that he died. And left a note implying he had done something terrible. Lucas thinks he was involved with his sister's disappearance, and Lucas worried that he was like him. So wanting to give Lucas closure, she plays him the tape, but the footage is erased, and he's like pissed. Like,
Yeah, like,
what
this
kind
is
of
a
joke
sick
is
joke.
this? Beth's heart is broken because she loses Lucas again. It's like, my one love, and I've lost him twice now.
Because I frantically tried to show him a video of his dead baby sister. What in the world?
And it was like, she looked like she was losing her mind, or it was some sort of sick joke. Yeah, I get it. Lucas.
Yeah.
I'd run away
told
too.
you, I'm done.
Yeah. Back to Michael's point of view, returning from the methadone clinic, they find Beth in the front yard setting fire to her parents' belongings. She loses her
spirals.
shit.
Yes.
They drag Beth away and she announces she's selling everything and the house and not to Michael. Michael assumes she's agreeing to his offer, but she adds, you'll never sell the place to him. Like, I'll never give you this place.
Yeah, she's basically like,
But they like pull her away from the fire too. Like she's almost setting herself on fire.
She's like, for sure, she's spiraling. So Laura, we start learning about Laura's journal entries detailing the conversations with Brian on December 27th, 1999. She pushes for an explanation on the bloody clothes. Like, what the heck is happening? Brian says that Eddie killed Charles, which is Lucas's dad, because he's certain that he did something to Emma. So he ends up killing Charles in a drunken stupor. Brian says he disposed of the body rather than calling the police because it's our fault. Like, I took him out and got him drunk. We saw Charles on the street who's released because you let him out, basically. He killed Charles, and now I'm getting rid of this stinking body too. She's furious and demands a full explanation, and her journal entry ends with saying she hates the situation because she would have done the exact same thing.
And then you're like, what in the fuck happened? And we jump in to chapters 39 through 48. In Nicole's perspective, Michael drives away and Nicole is trying to salvage some items from the yard because him and Beth fight and he jumps in his car to drive away and she's like, let me salvage these burnt things. Beth storms off to the creek carrying a journal and Nicole decides to open the envelope left to her by Laura. She's like, it's done. We spread mom's ashes. Let's see what this bitch says. Nicole is devastated by the contents. It simply reads, you're not the child I wanted. You're the one I deserved.
Which is
Regretfully,
rough.
your mother.
seriously.
Rough. She's like, wow, what a bitch.
But she's also like, she's right. I am a terrible
human.
addict and I did this.
It's really sad. When I first read it, I thought,
Ouch.
dang. So some last words for your daughter. Just trying to better her life right now.
Yeah. Struggle.
Might as well cut deep in the middle of her recovery.
Yes.
So Beth, it's now raining hard and Beth continues to the creek with a journal and a shovel. Where she got the shovel, we don't fucking know.
Seriously.
I'm sure she hit up a shed on her way to the creek. She wants to find Emma's grave. She's like, I know she's out here somewhere. So after failing to find anything near the creek, she goes to the woods that are bordering the creek and she finds 6 grave markers. They were former family pets, but there are too many grave markers and names that she doesn't recognize. Butterfly, Garfield, and Goofy. And she digs up Butterflies first, and the remains are not from an animal. And it jumps to Nicole. While Beth is gone, Nicole drives into town with the stolen lockbox key. So she goes to the stolen lockbox. She's hoping to find something valuable. She also lies to the bank clerk. She's like, oh, we just need to see ID. And she was like, oh.
Yeah, because she's acting to be Beth.
Yes, and she's like, I am Beth, and my mom is dead, and I just need to get her things. And they're like, okay, you're Beth. I checked your ID. Let's go.
Yeah.
She was able to finagle her way in. But she's hoping to find something valuable. She's like, finally, I'm going to sell some shit, and I'm going to get some drugs. Fuck
I'm
this.
just going to relapse because
yes.
it's
I'm done
not
with all
even
this.
worth it.
Yeah.
She opens the lockbox, and she dumps all the stuff out, and there's Emma's mood ring that she was wearing at the festival, a blue ribbon from the sack race, which is the race that she won, and a receipt for $5,000, a money order signed by her father. There's also a letter giving a full confession written by her mother. It jumps to Beth, and she continues digging up the graves in the rain, collapsing on the ground when she finishes. The first grave was Emma's. The second belongs to Charles Gallagher, and the third was her father.
They all
Marked
had
it with
nicknames
Goofy.
that were like
Oh, yeah.
something to do with the person.
Because that's what they called them when they were alive.
So it was Emma, Charles, and
Her
Papa.
dad. She hears someone calling her name, and then it jumps to Nicole. So after reading the confession, she jumps into her car, rushes back to the house. She's calling 911 on her way there, telling them they're going to find bodies on the Thomas property. It jumps back to Beth. Beth sees Lucas coming through the woods towards her. He wanted to apologize for storming out, and she briefly suspects him.
Because it's like, it's very
he
suspicious.
know?
You live on acreage. How did you know exactly where to find me?
Exactly. So she briefly suspects him. And while he's trying to reason with Beth, he's hit from behind with a shovel and falls to the ground. Michael yells at Beth, telling her she just couldn't leave the past in the past. He pulls a gun on her and pushes her back to the grave, asking where Nicole is. He's ready to kill this bitch and throw her into fucking grave. Michael admits to swapping his and Nicole's letters. Once he read his was the one that said, "You are the child I didn't want, but the one I deserved." And Michael insists that Emma's death was an accident. He was sneaking up on the bridge to scare her, but she fell off and hit her head. And Michael told his dad because he was fucking 9 and didn't know what to do. He was young. So Beth asks why their dad is also dead. And he's like, okay, that's great. You did Emma. Why is my dad buried here? And Michael says it was another accident. He came home 7 years ago after his girlfriend's
Mysterious death.
Yes. His father accused him of murdering her too. Brian started choking him, and Michael claims it was self-defense and he killed his dad. Laura helped him bury the bodies, and that's when she was like, you need to leave and never come here again.
Like, I'm done
I
cleaning
can't
up after
keep
you.
burying your bodies for you.
Yes. So Beth realized her brother was there to keep their hidden secrets, not to lay their mom to rest. He also admits to erasing the videotape. They scuffle for the gun, and Nicole arrives. The sisters tackle Michael. A squad car arrives, and the gun fires. It jumps back to Nicole.
And you think for a little while, Beth's about to be his next victim. Like,
Yes, like she got
she's
shot in the
very-
stomach.
Yeah, she's
Like
very injured,
something happened.
holding on to life.
In the aftermath, Michael is loaded into the ambulance. Beth and Lucas are treated for minor injuries. Casey is on the scene explaining there'll be an investigation on the grave sites, and Nicole hands Beth the envelope with Laura's confession. She's like, by the way, I opened your lockbox.
And you need to see this.
Right.
Yeah. It jumps back to Laura's perspective. She's writing out the story of all of her secrets she's kept for years. She believes that Brian doubted Michael's claims about accidental death. A few months later, Christy showed Brian's photos of the bridge. Christy was this little weirdo who used to like just sprout around and take pictures when she thought nobody was looking.
Oh, yeah.
And so she saw.
She was like a little bit older, I think. Like, she was like 17.
Yeah, but she was kept to herself, nerdy little girl, just taking photos of everyday life. And she caught pictures of Michael pushing Emma. And she was like, I don't want to live here anymore. I want to get out of this podunk town. Give me $5,000. You'll and help me get out. I don't want to be here anymore.
So technically she was a runaway, but
Yes.
yeah.
So Brian scraped together the money, and Christy has a new home and name and a family down south. Laura and Brian funneled most of their attention to Michael, hoping the incident with Emma didn't repeat itself. Laura regrets neglecting her daughters. In 2015, Michael returned home. Brian didn't believe him. They got into the fight, and Michael cracked Brian's skull. Laura helped bury the body and told Michael to drive Brian's truck to the Mexican border and leave it there. She told Michael she never wanted to see him again.
Yeah, now I'm having to bury my husband.
Who I have had animosity to for years because of you.
Yeah.
And you keep killing people, Michael.
Michael, stop killing people.
Michael, murder is bad. Beth, 3 years later, Beth sold Laura's house, married Lucas, and moved to a different town. Finally, girl.
Yeah.
They adopted a little boy, and Beth's daughter has come to visit. Michael is in prison and never responds to his sister's letters. The family gathers around the TV to watch Nicole's big interview on Good Morning America. She wrote a bestseller, Home is Where the Bodies Are. Beth doesn't blame her parents because she would have done the same thing for her children. Then it jumps to Nicole. She's in her interview. She's fielding questions. She's regretting not hiring a PR agent. She's doing this shit by herself. She's like, fuck, if I would have hired them, they wouldn't have asked me these fucking questions.
Prepared me for how to answer these.
The interviewer is shocked because they ask her, are you mad at your brother? Like, do you hate him? And she's like, I'm not angry with my family. And she says she wants to tell her sister and brother that she loves them and proceeds to, like, she kind of brushes off the question. She's like, no, I'm not mad at what happened, but I just want to tell them both that I love them. And then she proceeds to read from the opening of her memoir.
Which I thought was a really great way to field those questions, having no PR training.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Well, fielding all the drug busts in her youth. But that's where we end. Home is where the bodies are.
Dun, dun,
Yay.
dun. Wahoo!
Oh,
Anyways,
man.
all right, let's rate this book.
Let's do it.
So we rate all of our books on a 3-shot system. 1 shot is I'm not coming back for more. 2 shots, it's good enough for another, but not worth the hangover. And 3 shots is it got me up. Oh,
Yeah. It was my pick.
Oh, no, it was your
Rachel's
pick.
So here's the deal.
God damn it.
I wanted to love this book. I wanted to love it so hard. And there was just a lot of, I'm not giving it a 1 yet. We'll see how I feel after the book club. I just felt like I liked the whodunity thing. It was kind of able to guess a little bit. I knew it had something to do with Michael. I didn't know if he was the murderer or not, but I knew it had something to do with his assholeness. He was too much. So I had him pinpointed. But also, there's a lot of trauma in that fucking family that I don't think needed to be there to be a part of this story. Like, Laura lost her dad and sister in a car accident, and it felt like, pick something. Pick a lane. There's a lot going on in this family.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm giving it a 2.
I think it explained why she was trying to video everything, right? Why there was so many videos. And
My family recorded things too, but it wasn't like that. Like, it was just, that's when camcorders came out, and so we started
But she
recording
needed
things.
to have a backstory and a reason for, like, psychoanalyzing and a reason for, like, being so invested in these memories.
Being asked to bury a child that you don't know how they died
is enough of a backstory.
Is enough of a backstory, I feel like.
Okay.
But I don't know. I understand too being overly observant of, like, your kids, especially if you think there's a weirdo around. But not to the point where, like, I need to watch my children because they could die like my father and sister did in 1802.
Well, I think it was more about just
18-2.
82.
I think it was more about just having the memories because she didn't have memories of her family. So now she was obsessed about having memories.
Mary died
moving
when she
forward.
was 15. She had memories. I don't know. It just felt like a lot of things were going on that they had trauma about, and it was a story about her brother being a fucking psychotic murderer. So
Her son.
or her son.
Yeah.
The son being, yep. So it's not a 1. I'll give it a 2. It's definitely not a 3 for me, and I wouldn't recommend this book to others. I would still read another one of her books. I think the premise, I don't know, but if it ends up being like trauma dump for everybody on every book, I might not read anymore, but we'll see. I would try her again.
I teetered between 2 and 3.
Okay.
Because I love a little whodunit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of like what I would read all the time if I could. I teetered on a 2 because I thought, like, it's not like the greatest story out there. But I think I'm going to end on a 3 because I think I would recommend it to somebody.
Yeah.
And I would read more of her books. And I do like her writing.
I think I'm more like 2-3, but I think I'm going to stick with strong 2. I don't think that, like, first of all, I feel like thrillers they're what got me back into reading. The what happened, and I want to know what the story is.
And the
like,
twist at the end. And
I love a good twist in a thriller. And
me
I'm
too.
into it. So I do. And I was surprised by Michael. Like, it was someone that I think I could understand. I'm like, oh, I should have picked. I should have knew it was him.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it. So I did. I really enjoyed it. And it got me back into this thriller reading moment. I read like The Tenant by Frida McFadden afterwards, and then I read My Husband's Wife.
Oh, yeah.
And I read another Jennifer Hillier book called The Butcher that was really good.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. My BFF.
Yeah. Your bestie. Yeah. So I think, like, especially because it got me into like, oh, I want to read more of these again. I haven't read thrillers in a while.
We didn't put a lot of them on our TBR.
No, so it did put me on this path, and I really enjoyed it. So I do think it was a really good book, but also following Jennifer Hillier's The Butcher was a really great one. So I'm like, if someone came to me and said, I'm looking for a good thriller, I don't think it would be one of the first ones that I mentioned right now.
Sure.
So I think I'm going to stick to a 2.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But I did enjoy it.
Still a fair,
it's
strong
a good book.
reading.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's a wrap on this episode of Literature on the Rocks. We dove into Home is Where the Bodies Are, where family bonding comes with secrets, tension, and apparently a body or two. The prompts are posted now, so make sure you answer them before next week's book club. And be sure to subscribe because we're here for you every Wednesday.
Yep. If this episode made you question your family group chat, your childhood memories, or who'd you'd actually trust in a crisis, go ahead and rate and review us. It helps other readers find stories that keep you guessing and remind you that some secrets don't stay buried.
Some families pass down recipes, others pass down secrets and suspicious behavior. If you loved Home is Where the Bodies Are, hang out with us at Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok and literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your family drama stay manageable, your skeletons stay hypothetical, and your backyard completely uneventful. Cheers!
Toodaloo!
Bye.